All right, so I am back. I got dragged back to the microphone here. I had this ongoing battle last night at dinner with my girl. I'm talking about G-Force, Golovkin. I'm telling her he's the king of the middleweight division without a doubt. I said he, and I was telling her how I'm waiting for the guys right under him, Mayweather, Canelo, Cotto to step up, and meet them at a catchweight once they've done what they have to do in their respective divisions. I said, but it's funny the loyalty people have, which I don't blame her for Canelo, for Cotto, for whoever. I said, but I'm just saying, to be the man, you got to beat the man. And honestly, the more I look at Golovkin, the more I'm convinced he's not only the real deal. He will clean house. He will clean the divisions. He will be the champion for a few more years. So I call my dear friend, Crazy Larry. We call him Al Cube, aka Lavish, linebacker Larry. He's here with me, joining me, whether to support me or maybe to put me in check or set me straight on what I'm seeing. I go by the numbers, I go by stats, I go by proofs. I'm very scientific. I've always been since I've been in school. I just like to go by facts. I believe in people. I believe people could rise above situations. But when it comes to the sport, I try to be as realistic as possible and see what's really happening, what's really there, and not imagine things. So, linebacker Larry, aka Lavish, welcome aboard.
Thank you very much for having me on the show.
So I was trying to, figure out a way to express my support of Triple G. So something led me down the path. Let me just start with this, saying what got this whole thing started is I looked up this term, a scientific term, because I also call him G-Force. I call Golovkin G-Force, and it's called G-LOC, which I think all these fighters will experience. It's G-LOC is a loss of consciousness, and I think he will hand this out to all of these fighters. And that's why you don't really hear his name mentioned. So I'm a fan. I want to see this. I will pay pay-per-view for this. I will buy a ticket to be there to see this gladly. So, Lavish, what do you think? Am I too excited about Triple G, the guy called G-Force? Am I seeing too much here? Am I giving him too much credit, too much props?
In my opinion, absolutely not, and I'll tell you why. Gennady Golovkin is a very interesting fighter in the sense that he's a fighter that comes to fight. Now, when you meet fighters, and I've been both in the MMA world and in the boxing world, every fighter is going to tell you that they're going to fight. It does take a certain individual to train and to get in there and perform. I do give them credit, but it takes a special kind of fighter to actually get in the ring or a cage, an MMA cage, and actually deliver what they say they're going to deliver. Not everybody can do that. Gennady Golovkin is a very interesting case because he doesn't really say he's going to deliver, but he delivers. He has an 89% knockout percentage. He's 29-0 with 26 knockouts. So you tell me, who wouldn't be excited to see a fighter with those kind of numbers? I know I am, and the thing about Golovkin is that he never says that he's gonna go for the knockout. He's a very calm fighter, very respectful, but when he gets in the ring, it's just like you say, that G-LOC just goes into effect, and next thing you know, the fight is stopped, he wins by knockout, and the crowds are cheering. So no, I absolutely do not think that you're overhyping him, and I absolutely think you should be excited about Triple G.
I'm just trying to keep it real for the people out there and just let them know who's out there, and the possibility of facing these people that are the stars of the sport right now. And there are stars, they're the existing stars, but after a performance, I think Floyd Mayweather Sr. put it so well. My God, I love the guy. First of all, him as a person, I just think he's a crack up. He's so knowledgeable, but he put it so well. He said Lara was too far to get hit, and Canelo kept missing and really never hit him. Neither one hurt each other. So how do you score that? Who wins? It's a fight that's not really a fight. That's what it was. And so we leave with this confusion where it's like, well, this guy, this judge said this guy, this guy just said this guy, and the third judge, okay, from Mexico, went Canelo. But at the end of the day, we're left there like, wow. I wasn't thrilled about it. This wasn't a part two, like the Terrence versus Gamboa, which I was hoping it would be something even closely similar to that, but it wasn't. So I was saying, I was led to down this path, down this road, because I'm trying to think, well, how do I justify, who Triple G is, who has he faced? So I went to the rankings. I said, let's go to the rankings. Let's go to the WBO. Let's take a look at who's in the IBF, WBA, WBC, and lo and behold, the WBC middleweight champion, Miguel Cotto. Perfect. Let Canelo and Cotto do their thing. G-Force is waiting for you. You fix all those whatever, G-Force is waiting for you. You want to go to the next level? I present to you, my friends, G-Force. I was just like, wow, okay, G-Force, let's go after that title. But I see that he's not on that ranking. So I move on to the WBA. There we go. He's facing Daniel Gil, who's ranked in the top 5. And so he's got that title. So let's go out to then I see something that really caught my eye. The champion of IBF, Sam Soliman from Australia. They call him King Solomon. 42-11. He's a 40-year-old. Golovkin, I think it's time to go and take over that empire and take that crown. Let's go dethrone King Solomon. So unify the belts. Why not? Let's go after the WBC, the IBF, kind of like Klitschko did. You know what I mean? Well, they say the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. In the WBO, Daniel Gil's ranked. Macklin, who he fought before and beat, also ranked. There you go. But there's another interesting fight right there. Even more interesting than Sam Solomon. I think you'll take the Sam Solomon one. Peter Gillian, 31-0, 22 KOs, 31 years old, trained by Freddie Roach, promoted by Golden Boy. Perfect. So if I'm Triple G, I'm G-Force. There's plenty of fish to go after here now. So what do you think about that? My goodness, who do we go after? Gillian, the 41-year-old Sam Solomon IBF, the WBC middleweight Miguel Cotto. You want mega fights? Whew! We got some mega fights right here waiting for just ready to be picked.
Well, personally, from looking at this list, it's very simple in my opinion. The fight that gives you the most pop, obviously, is Miguel Cotto. For a time before Miguel Cotto defeated Martinez, just a few months ago, they were talking about Triple G versus Martinez. That was the fight that they were talking about to unify the WBC and the WBA titles. However, everybody was saying Martinez is over the hill, Golovkin's gonna kill him, he's injury prone, and as we saw against Miguel Cotto, it showed. Sergio Martinez is just not the fighter that he used to be. Great guy, great champion, but just like anything, age catches up to you. So in my opinion, I know everybody wants to see Miguel Cotto versus Canelo Alvarez. I know that's the fight, Puerto Rico versus Mexico. But honestly, if you were to tell me, is that the fight that Miguel Cotto as a champion should take? Absolutely not. If I'm Miguel Cotto, I'm going after the middleweight champion in the other organizations. I want to be the undisputed middleweight champion. I'm trained by Freddie Roach. I'm claiming that my career, is back on track, that I'm a new fighter. Well, prove it to us. Prove it to us that you are a new fighter and that you can go up against the best. And the best right now, you don't have to drop a level. You don't have to drop a weight. There's a perfectly good middleweight fighter right there, Triple G, waiting for you to fight. So in my opinion, that's the best fight. Will it happen? Probably not. We're probably going to see Canelo versus Cotto, but the fight that should happen is Miguel Cotto versus Triple G.